Okay, so last class we discussed about Kamala Das, how she was a prominent English writer as well as the Malayali writer, and she was mainly noted for her autobiographical elements and talking about her personal life to a very great extent. So this poetry by introduction is an example of, or you can call it as the trademark right. Okay, I will first recite it and then we will go through a deeper understanding of this poetry. Am I audible to you people? Can you hear me
Yes, sir.
properly? Okay. I don't know politics, but I know the names of those in power and can repeat them like days of week or names of months beginning with Nehru. I am Indian, very brown, born in Malabar. I speak three languages, write in two, dream in one. Don't write in English, they said. English is not your mother tongue. Why not leave me alone? Critics, friends, visiting cousins, every one of you. Why not let me speak in any language I like? The language, its distortions, its queerness, all mine, mine alone. It is half English, half Indian, funny perhaps, but it is honest. It is as human as I am human. It voices my joys, my longings, my hopes, and it is useful to me as cawing is to crows or roaring to lions. Not the deaf, blind speech of trees in storm or of monsoon clouds or of rain or the incoherent mutterings of the blazing funeral pyre. I was child, and I later they told me I grew, for I became tall, my limbs swelled, on one or two places sprouted hair. When I asked for love, not knowing what else to ask, for he drew a youth of 16 into the bedroom and closed the door. He did not beat me, but my sad woman body felt so beaten. The weight of my crushed me. I shrank pitifully. Then I wore a shirt and my brother's trousers, cut my hair short and ignored my womanliness. Dress in saris, be girl, be wife, they said. Be embroiderer, be cook, be a quarreler with servants, fit in, oh belong, cried the categorizers. Don't sit on walls or peeping through our lace-draped windows. Be Amy or be Kamala, or better still be Madhavi Kutti. It is time to choose a name, a role. Don't play pretending games. Don't play a schizophrenia or be a nympho. Don't cry embarrassingly loud when jilted in love. I met a man, loved him. Call him not by any name. He is every man who wants a woman, just as I am every woman who seeks love. In him, the hungry haste of rivers in me, the ocean's tale is waiting. Who are you? I ask each and every one. The answer is, it is I. Anywhere and everywhere I see, the one who calls himself I in this world is tightly packed like the sword in its sheath. It is I who drink lonely, drinks at 12 midnight in hotels of strange towns. It is I who laugh. It is I who make love and then feel ashamed. It is I who make love and then feel ashamed. It is I who lie dying with a rattle in my throat. I am sinner, I am saint, I am beloved and the betrayed. I have no joys that are not yours, no aches which are not yours. I too call myself I. So this in the cursive reading of this poetry, you get to know to what extent Kamala Das has revealed her autobiographical elements, and the two without any hesitation. So in the initial lines, he says, I don't know politics, but I know the names of those in power and can repeat them like days of week or names of month beginning with them. She is in the introductory line. She tells how knowledgeable she is when it comes to Indian politics. She says, just like how it is easy for us to recite the names of days and weeks, I can call out the names of politicians. Then she says, I am Indian, very brown. So Indians have this color consciousness. We have what do you call it as infatuation towards this fair skin. Therefore, she says, I am not fair skinned. I am brown, born in Malabar. I speak three languages. One could be English, one could be Malayalam, and some other language. Write in two could be Malayalam and English. Dream in one. The dream English itself. So now she talks about her, right? She's talking about herself. She's introducing herself. Okay. So she's talking about how others perceive her. She says, she tells that others tell her not to write in English. Don't write in English, they said. English is not your mother tongue. Why not leave me alone? So this is the reason that were given by others. Many people or many critics, very knowledgeable individuals suggested her, don't write in English, write in your own mother tongue. So for them, she says, why are you bothered about me? Why not leave me alone? Critics, friends, visiting cousins, everyone. So all of these people keep on suggesting her. Therefore, she says, why not leave me alone? Why not let me speak in any language I like? The language I speak becomes mine, its distortions, its queerness, all mine, mine alone. She says, see, why she is talking about the languages, during the, after independence, we had this lot of language issues. Okay. People wanted to be administered on the basis of language. That's how we have different states based on language predominance. So it could be Kerala, Karnataka, or any other state that were formed or on the basis of languages. Okay, they categorized regions where the particular language was predominantly spoken. Based on that, all Malayalam speaking regions were formed into Kerala, Kannada speaking regions into Karnataka, Tamil speaking regions into Tamil Nadu, like that. Since she lived in that era, she's talking. And when it came to literature also, there are many English educated in so, and there are people well educated in their own mother tongue. Okay, and they had own different viewpoints. Some felt if you write in your mother tongue, you can air your views properly, okay, or your emotions properly. Writing in English. That's why she says, when I write in in English, that language becomes. I can convey my experience in a thorough manner. She says. Then she says, it is half English, half Indian, furry perhaps, but is honest. Means she's trying to tell, see, a language is associated with culture also. When you write in English, let's say if an Englishman or an English person writes in English, his or her culture also gets reflected. Similarly, when an Indian writes in English, apart from writing in English, the Indian culture also gets reflected. That's why she says, it is half English, half Indian perhaps, but it is honest. As human as I am human. Don't you see? It voices my joys, my longings, my hopes, and it is useful to me as cawing is to crows or roaring is to lions. It is human speech that sees the speech of the mind that is here and not there. A mind that sees and hears and is aware. She says, English is not an alien language to me, just like how it is natural for the crows to caw, like natural for me to speak and write in English. So she says she does not have any influences in speaking or writing in English. Not the deaf blind speech of the trees in storm or of monsoon clouds or of rain or the incoherent mutterings of the blazing funeral pyre. She says the trees, the sound emitted by trees or the monsoon clouds, because in the storm, what happens to the seas and how does the cloud form in the rain, or the mutterings of the blazing funeral pyre. You would have seen when a dead body is burnt in the funeral pyre, it makes sounds. So difference. So she says, it's not my writings in English is not like that. My writings in English is going to make some kind of difference. Then she's telling about how initially she spoke about how people are guiding her when it comes to writing. Now she's telling how people are guiding her because she's a girl. So she talks about the past. I was child and later they told me I grew. Okay, when she reached the puberty, people told her that she is old enough, she is matured enough. Okay, she has to change the childish habits. For I became tall, my limbs swelled, and one or two places sprouted hair. She's talking about her pubic hairs. When I asked for love, not knowing what else to ask for, he drew a youth of 16 into the bedroom and closed the door. She's talking about her intimate personal experiences, okay, relationship that she had with a man. Okay, she asked for love, but what the man did, he used her for his sexual pleasure. He did not beat me, but my sad woman body felt so beaten. The weight of my breast and womb crushed me. I shrank pitifully. He says, though that man did not beat me, my body felt beaten. She's talking indirectly talking or even explicitly talking about her sexual relationships with that man. The weight of my breast and womb crushed me. I shrank pitifully. Then I wore a shirt and my brother's trousers, cut my hair short, and ignored my womanliness. So this is very much important. What does she mean by womanliness? Womanliness, what others perceive to be. Okay, till here she talked about her personal experiences. Then she talks about her dress code. Dress code is another bone of contention in Indian scenario. They demarcate a girl should wear this kind of dress, and the boy should wear only these kinds of dress. Any interchanging they see it as a violation. Therefore, she say I ignored my womanliness. Dress in saris. So this is what the by others. Dress in saris. Be girl, be well life. They said. So this is about dress code. So others, it could be the family or others suggested her to dress like a girl. Then about a profession, this is what others have to tell about a profession. Be embroiderer, one who dress embroidery. be cook, be a quarreler with servants. Means this is what we associate in most of the cases, the hobbies of women or girls. You would have seen people, girls saying, I know how to embroider, I know how to cook. Okay, quarreling with servants is also a womanly quality, she says, according to the patriarchal notions. Fit in, oh, belong, cried the categorize. So she says, people are lace draped windows. Be Amy or be Kamala or be still be, or better still be Madhavi Kuti. Means they want to fit in, categorize Kamala Das into these stereotypical roles. It is time to choose a name, a role. Don't play pretending games. Don't play at schizophrenia or be a nympho. So these are the suggestions given by the society. Okay, they say it is time now. You have since you have reached the age of puberty. It is time for you to categorize yourself. Okay, you can't be playful like how you were in your childhood days. I met a man. So then she says, don't cry embarrassingly loud when jilted in love. She does not have the liberty to cry because other people are insisting on not to act their own do's and don'ts. Then she says, I met a man, loved him, call him not by any name. He is every man who wants a woman just as I am every woman who seeks love. So he's saying, I met a man, I fell in love with him. And he says, there is no, I need not name him because she categorizes all men as same. Because she feels that all men needs women for only bodily pleasure. Therefore, she generalizes that men to all men on earth. She says, he is like any man who needs a sensual desire for pleasure from a woman. And I am like any woman who seeks love from a man. In him, the hungry haste of rivers, in me, the ocean's tireless waiting. So she is talking about the, what do you say? In him, the hungry haste of rivers, in him, the hungry haste of rivers, in me, the ocean's tireless waiting. He's talking about the desire for sensual pleasure they both had. So she's comparing the man's sensual pleasure to the hungry haste. See, when you are hungry, how will you eat? You will eat quickly, right? Similarly, hungry haste of rivers. So just like how the rivers flow quickly, or just like how when you are hungry, how you eat quickly. Similarly, he used up because even he was hungry of the sensual pleasure. And in me, the tireless waiting. So she's comparing. See, all the rivers meet into oceans, right? Merge into oceans. Similarly, she is saying, hunger, the sensual hunger in him is compared to the tireless rivers. Sorry, the hasty oceans, the hasty rivers. Hasty means one way. Hasty means what do you say? Don't do it in haste means urgency. The need of sensual pleasure is compared to the urgency of rivers meeting the oceans. So her sensual desire is compared to the tireless oceans waiting. Oceans are calm and composed, like that she is composed, waiting for the rivers to merge in her. Okay, their both sensual desires are compared to hasty rivers of a man's sensual desire is compared to hasty rivers, urgent rivers, and women's sensual desire. That Kamala's sensual desire is compared to tireless oceans which are waiting. Everyone dance. Anywhere and everywhere, I see the one who calls himself I in this world is tightly packed like the sword in its sheath. It is I who drink lonely. Okay, so whomever he meets, whomever Kamala Das meets and asks who is that person, everybody tells about their own individuality. Nobody talks about, nobody deals with the other person's concerns. It is I, therefore she says, therefore even I am self-centered, I am self-centric. It is everywhere I see the one who calls himself I in this world is tightly packed like the sword in his sheath. It is I who drink lonely, drinks at 12. So this is what she's talking about. So though she loves men, after their sensual desires are fulfilled, they leave her alone. So therefore she says, and they're not into love making, just only focused on fulfilling their sensual desires. Therefore she says, it is I who laugh and it is I who make love and then feel ashamed. It is I who midnight in hotels of strange towns. It is I who laugh. It is I who make love and then feel ashamed. So she says, I make love and then I feel ashamed for expressing love to such people who do not reciprocate. They just want sensual desire, pleasure. It is I who lie dying with a rattle in my throat. I am sinner, I am saint. So she does not blame everything upon her. She says, I am a sinner. I would have committed a lot of sins. I am also a saint because I am true to myself. People love me. So I consider that people love me and be part of the essential activity, and they betray essential activity. I have no choice that are not yours. Whatever joy I do call myself I. So she says, even I am individualistic, even I have an independent. Therefore, she expresses and emphasizes her individuality.